All right, let's let's get this started. Oh, it did the thing again. That's what I thought. There we go. And it's upside down now because naturally. Bear with me, everyone. Why is it upside down again? There we go. Once again, bear with me, everyone. My phone decided not to cooperate with the beginning of this stream, but that's okay. All right, now let's get this figured where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be more like right here. Or something like that. There we go. All right. Well, hello everyone. Soul Commodore back at you again. And we are continuing this piece that we've been working on. If this cord would cooperate with me, that would be lovely. Without acting a fool. Yeah. All right. So yes, we're back working on this piece. Let me zoom in a bit. Go. But yeah. It's been a little bit of a hectic start, but for good reason. Our friends have moved back in downstairs, so I was helping them do some unpacking, and I was helping them actually build their new coffee table. But I ran away to do this. They're having dinner right now, and then we'll get back to it after stream's done. So. Got my Diet 7-Up, and just making sure all the audio and everything is good. All right, get started by pulling out all the implements that we need. The blending stumps, the charcoal pencils, because we are in full charcoal mode right now. We've done all the sketching. We've done all that. Now we're moving on to the fun bit, which is, of course, the charcoal itself. That's my favorite bit, at least. That and bring out Old Faithful. Yep, there we go. All right, we'll start with that. But I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far, wonderful Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving to all of my American friends on here. Canada had their Thanksgiving back in October, so that's when we celebrate our Thanksgiving. So we're a little bit behind y'all, but happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. I got to say that I'm very thankful for all of you all who tune in here and watch me do my thing. You know, this would not happen if not for you all. So I really do appreciate you. All right, checking one more thing, making sure everything's tip-top shape. Looks like we're good. Okay, cool. All right, let's get started now. So now we're moving on to this second figure here, and this is going to be very interesting because the second figure has a plaid shirt, and we're going to see if I can make a plaid shirt look convincing. We're gonna find new things today. All right, so. Let's see, we'll start with the hat. Hat. It's going to be a little bit lighter on this right side here. This was a pretty chill day for me, all things considered, which was a nice change. The last couple of days this week have been kind of hectic, not in a bad way, but they have been hectic. So it was nice to have a day that was a little less stressful, even with all the moving going on. It was like, I guess, stressful, but also exciting, because our friends are back. And that's always a great thing. Now we're gonna kind of blend in the hat with the hair, because they do end up being kind of the same shade. Just a bit. There we go. Overall, I hope that if you all are celebrating Thanksgiving, that you're having a good Thanksgiving so far. Feel free to put in chat what it is that you're thankful for. I find myself very fortunate that I can be thankful for my family and friends, because not everybody is able to say that. Say that. I count myself as very fortunate that I am able to say that. The title of this stream is obviously another, well, maybe not obvious for people who haven't learned. It's another lyric from the song "Reincarnated" by Kendrick Lamar, which is off of his latest album GNX. And I thought it kind of applied to art too, because as much as I try to make it's obviously based off the concept. I think it's a sci-fi concept, but also a religious concept, that everyone who exists is a version or a reflection of you. There's a very famous sci-fi story that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, where the protagonist it's revealed to the protagonist that every single person on Earth is a different version of them, basically. I think it's the egg theory, or maybe that's something else. Maybe that's something else. Anyway, um, but I feel like it applies to my art too, because all of these figures and all these drawings that I'm drawing are a version of myself in that I'm drawing them, right? They're figurations of people that actually exist, right? Um, and if it ends up being a figure that doesn't exist, I'm just coming up with it off the top of my head, then it really is a reflection of me. Um, and on top of that, as much as I try to make these concepts as universal as possible, something that everyone can relate to, at the end of the day, a lot of this art is created through the lens of myself. So, in a conceptual way, all of these individuals are a version of me, you know, in a way, um, which is kind of heady for a Thanksgiving stream, but hey, man, I'm thirsty. Okay. All right. Oh, this is where it's going to get interesting because I have to do a plaid shirt. Now, I've never really done a plaid shirt before. Oh, so this is either going to go really well or really, really bad. How do I want to approach this? I think that the best way to approach it is probably going to be to start on the sleeve and then go, well, no, maybe the top part. Well, actually, why don't we start with the collar? I think the collar is the way to go. Yeah, we'll start with the collar. We'll see how this goes. It's gonna be very treacherous work, but gotta do it. Eventually, I was gonna have to do a plaid plaid shirt. No better time than now, I guess. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. This section down here is kind of dark, so we're just gonna keep it dark. Okay. So there's our first part of the collar. First section of plaid. Now, let's do this top section of the shirt. So we're gonna start with the vertical bands, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we'll start with the vertical bands. That'll kind of hook in there. We'll do the next vertical band. Runs right alongside it. And this is by no means going to be perfect. I'm not expecting it to be perfect. I just want to try and get it as close to perfect as possible, which I know is going to be quite a feat, but But hey, we'll see what happens. You might be able to do it actually. You know? You don't really know till you try. That's why I always admire artists that can really get like clothing and patterns and all that kind of stuff down. Do appreciate those artists. But I think this method that we're doing here, where we focus on the vertical bands first, and then we move on to the horizontal bands, I think that's the way to go. I'm just going to put a kind of land marker in here because there's a shadow that comes across this way. So I'm just kind of landmarking it in so that I don't forget about it. Which, that's never happened to me before. I'm drawing something and I completely forget about an element of it. Never. Across here. Hey, El. I guess you quit at break. I'm guessing you, but hey, that's okay. If that's what your body needs and your mind needs, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's what happens. Well, welcome on in. Always a pleasure to see you. Right now, we're doing something that I've never done before, which is do a plaid shirt. I've never done this before, so we're gonna see how it ends up. Oh, you just did that? Nice. Do I want to see the 3 point? Oh, of course I do. Yes, please do share. Look at that, serendipitous. I decided that it is. I decided that my method was going to be I was going to start with the vertical stripes, and then come in later and cut in the horizontal ones. My method. All right, let's check these out. There's one, and there's two, and there's three. Ooh, these are very nice. I love the different colors of highlights in all of their hair. And I see the plaid. I see what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, the plaid looks good. Looks very good. Yeah, I love these. I love these. Very well done. Let me know if I'm okay to show them on stream, and then if not, because I know these are of people and they look like they were commissioned. So if not, that's all good. But man, very well done. Even though I half-assed it, you go. Oh, okay. Thank you. They're actually characters. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. Let me switch my screen. So there's the first one. I love the freckles. I love the freckles. I mean, I love the whole thing, but especially the freckles. They're very, very, very cool. And then we'll go to the next one. There's Zeus, Jareth, and their daughter Nova in human disguises. Oh, very cool. Very cool. I like that. Again, I love the freckles. I love the eyes, and I love how the eyes like match the highlights in the hair, and also the little smirk. I really like that. Very nice. So that's number two, and then here's the third one. Very cool. I love how the hair matches the intensity in the face as well. Like everyone's hair kind of matches what their character is. Like it's really neat. And then of course the plaid, really well done. Very nice. I always love looking at your stuff. One of these days I'll be able Jared, my cranky boy. Yeah, very very well done, Al. One of these days I'm gonna be able to hop back in your stream again while you're doing them. But thank you for sharing. Yeah, those are really nice. I like those. I like those a lot. I did highlight the Zeus one, and I'll get to Jairus later. Chompy didn't get one done on stream. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I will go check those VODs. In case you missed it, El, Chompy equals Nova. Sorry. Hey, no worries. No worries. It's all good. It's all good. I don't know. In case you missed it, I was just saying that today has been a busy day, but a good day because our friends have moved back into the basement. Like all their stuff got delivered today. And hey, Reezy, thank you for the lurk. No audio, but I exist. Well, I will say thank you for the lurk. Want to enter? Thank you. There we go. But yes, thank you for the lurk, and of course, excuse me. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Thank you for the lurk. I gotta type that out too. But yes, yeah, they're back. They're back in. All their stuff got got delivered today, so we're. I'm very happy to have them back. I'm happy that they finally have a space again, that's theirs. You know. Nice, nice. You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah. What else was I talking about? Oh, I was saying how I was wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving who celebrated, because I know some people don't. Um, and a happy Thursday to those who don't celebrate. And a safe space for anybody who wants to celebrate but don't have the opportunity to or weren't allowed to. You know, because unfortunately that does happen. And I was talking about how the stream title, "Every Individual's Only Version of You," is a line from the song "Reincarnated" by Kendrick off of GNX, off the album GNX that just released. and it's a statement that can be found in different philosophies. How there was like I mentioned there was a sci-fi story that I forget the name of, where a character it's discovered that every single individual in on the planet is just a different version of them. Um, I forget the name of it though. I know there's one called Egg Theory or Egg something, but I don't know if it's that one. Anyway, um, I did feel like that kind of applies to my art as well. In that, and sorry for those of you who are hearing this a second time, but I'm going to repeat it because, like, in a literal sense, every single one of these figures that I'm drawing doesn't really exist on paper until I draw them. So in that way, they're kind of a version of me. Um, Especially if they're characters that I'm not working from a reference, if they're just like, or if I add a different element to them than they have in real life, then they're really a creation of my own. Um, and also, in a conceptual sense, because this show is called Anybody But Myself, and it's all about how we perceive ourselves and all that, how we have troubles with our identity, struggling with like who we are and where we're from and all that kind of stuff. Um, as much as that's a universal concept, I'm creating all of this work for that show. So in a way, um, all of these characters are a version of me because they're coming through my lens of not being comfortable with who I am and what I feel will kind of encapsulate that on paper and on canvas, and on video, right? Um, like everybody, this might be a shared experience, a shared feeling, but it's coming through my lens as opposed to everyone else's, right? Everyone else is free to interpret, but they're not creating it. So in that way, all of these figures end up being a version of myself as well. And then I said that that might be a little bit too heady for a for a Thursday evening, but that's where I am. So, but yeah, now we're gonna do what I think is the harder part, which is the horizontal lines. Which, if I'm being honest, I wonder if I could just do that with the blending tool. I wonder if I can get away with that. Like if I blend all these in first, it's the blending stump. I wonder if that would actually work. Oh, well, that didn't work. Separation there. The excess charcoal off so that we can just make that a light shade there. There we go. All right, that might actually work. So let's blend in into these. Thinner one for this. There we go. That's better. Yeah, Elle, you're correct. Plaid is a pain in the ass. I don't even think I own anything plaid because I don't particularly like wearing plaid. I don't think I look very good in it. So I don't have anything plaid. I also don't have anything argyle because I don't like that pattern either. Same. I lived through the 90s. I don't need that grunge hillbilly combo. Yes. Yes, indeed. I mean, that is what I think of it when I see plaid too. Like country or like grunge, like kind of skater type stuff. And I'm not really any of those archetypes, if you will. There we go. All right, we'll see how the rest of this turns out. Because I'm about to do the cross the crossways. All right. Let's hope this works. Let us hope this works. First, though, I'm going to reinforce this shadow that comes across the shirt here. Just once again, so I don't forget about it. And actually, I'm going to flip the reference image on its side as well, so I'm not like guessing where things are going to be. Start with this one. And there are it's basically the same pattern, just sideways. So big stripe, tiny stripe, humongous stripe, tiny stripe, big stripe. Okay. Know what I'm gonna have to do for the tiny one. So now I'm gonna come up here and do the same thing. Oh, actually, I just realized that's not a shadow. That's the top of one of the stripes, actually. It's coming across here. That makes it easier. Like I said, I'm not too interested in getting this perfect. I just want it to look like plaid. That's good enough for me. It might be the yoke seam. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, probably. Now that you mention that. Okay. So now that we've done that, what I am going to do is I'm going to flip this back around. Turned out too bad. I'm just guessing because I can't see the photo, but it seems where the... Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I think you're right. I think that is where that seam would be. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Okay. Now I'm going to take my tiny little eraser. I'm going to get this cord out of the way first. I guess it didn't like where it was taped. And now I'm just going to make a few places where there should be highlights, where like the stitches, the pattern crosses. My wife and I last night just finished up our last round of ballroom dance lessons. We learned 4 dances. We went through the bolero. Then we learned what did we learn next? The ones that I remember is we learned bolero, we learned the triple swing. Well, we already knew the triple swing, but we got to learn some new moves for it, which is nice. And then we went extensively on the tango. All 3 of them really fun. The triple swing is our favorite. It's fun, it's energetic, and all that. But the others are fun too. Do some of these up here as well, going upwards. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was very lovely. Plus, my wife's a very good dancer, so she makes me look good out there. Okay, I don't know. That looks like plaid to me, I guess. What do you all think? I think that looks all right. while I await your responses, I am gonna go get another drink and get some water because the air in here is really dry. So I will be right back. Y'all stew on this for a second, and I will be right back. Back. What I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to focus on just doing all of the plaid, and then afterwards I'll come back in and do any sort of like the shading or wrinkles or anything like that, to make it look pretty. I think that's going to be my plan. And I'll like lighten it where I need to lighten it, darken it where I need to darken it. All that kind of stuff. You want to stop shaking? Yeah. Now this here, I know is a seam. This is like the darkest thing on the shirt. And because that's a seam, because that's a seam, it doesn't actually match up with the bottom part of the shirt. Oh, okay. Let's go for it. We'll start. Well, I think we'll start in the middle, and then we'll branch outwards both ways. Okay. Maybe we'll start here. Very hard to very hard pattern to landmark, if I'm being completely honest. Oh, I see. I see. So where does that match up? Right about here, right? Yeah, there's a thing that comes across here, so I'm just gonna landmark that now. For me. Yeah. Yo, Andromeda, welcome on in, everybody. Thank you very. Oh, I just dropped my charcoal pencil. Thank you for the raid. Hello, everyone. As I try to grab the pencil that I dropped. Hold on, I'll. It's a quacking raid. I like that. All right, let me give a shout out because Andromeda is, if I could actually get on the thing to type, there we go. Shout out Andromeda Creates. Because Andromeda is a wonderful artist, wonderful person. Feel free to, if you like, to share what it is that you were working on in the chat. If you have a picture or a link or something, please feel free. But yeah, any of you who aren't following Andromeda really should. Creates some fantastic works, especially on media that you wouldn't think. Like on I've seen Andromeda paint on a vinyl record, on rocks, on glass, on yeah, like Elle said, paints on all sorts of cool stuff. But welcome on in. How are you doing? How was your stream? How's everybody doing? Racing Kid, welcome on in. If any of you have to raid and run, if you got to go do something, take care of stuff in your personal life, please feel free to. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates, who's coming in, and to those who don't celebrate or they're not American, happy Thursday. Hope you have a very nice Thursday. I was just talking about your gorgeous graphite and urban concepts earlier. It was a fate you were alive. Well, look at that. Look at that. It's perfect. Yeah, welcome on in, everybody. We're just working on another drawing. Actually, real quick for the people who are new, I will bring up some of the other drawings that are part of this series that I'm working on. It's a group of works for a show concept that I'm putting together for an exhibition called Anybody But Myself. And these particular drawings that I'm working on are really meant to show how people kind of mask themselves or aren't really who they are in social settings. And the general the general tenor of the whole thing is any of the figures with their backs turned and you can't see their full face are untouched. But if there's any figure in the drawing that would have their full face shown, their face gets abstracted in a way. So let me just bring up some previous examples of that I could show y'all. If my Facebook would load. I don't usually like using Facebook, but it is very handy, unlike Instagram and unlike my website, in that Instagram, you can't blow up the photos, like you can't make them big or full screen. And my website, I need to update that. It's not quite up to date. So let me switch this up. Oh, hello, Marzipan Badger. That's a fantastic name. That is a fantastic name. Oh, I'm waiting to give photos of these paintings until Tuesday so the organization can see them. Here's some other paintings I've finished in the past couple of months. Very nice, very nice. I'll open that in just a second. Okay, so just real quick, I'll show you guys some of the other drawings that are part of this series. So here's the first one that I did. I was telling them you and Marzipan have two of the coolest pseudonyms out there. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Marzipan Badger is fantastic, though. Also, Andromeda Creates is very good, too. I mean, Andromeda, that's one of the coolest things in space. Yeah, so this is the first one I did. So you can see the other figures, their faces are either off the page or like you wouldn't be able to see them at all. This figure, you'd be able to see their face, but it's been abstracted. And this is another example. Oh, Marzipan, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. But yeah, this one is the same thing. This figure here, you can see like the head and you can see the nose and like the eyebrow and all that, but you can't really see the face. So including the piece that we're working on where you can see like kind of the edge of the face, but you can't see their full face, and also they're not in profile, right? So it's really, if you can see their face, that's what gets abstracted. Oh, that's not part of it. There we go. This one here, like you can see a little bit of the eye, but outside of that, everything else is covered in an abstract piece. And this is charcoal, and then the abstraction is done in acrylic paint. So that's 3 3 of the 6 that I've done. Here's the 4th one. Where again, you see these 2 figures again. They're in like a quarter view, like you can't see the front of their face, you can't see their whole face, you can't really make out any facial features outside of the nose. So they're fine, they're untouched. This is another one. This one's fun. You got a 2 for 1. You got 2 abstractions because they're both facing the camera. And the most recent one that we finished on stream, I've done all of these on stream too. Most recent one we've done on stream is this one, where that's an old picture of me, in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're working on. Now, Andromeda, am I okay to bring up your gallery on stream? I just don't want to bring it up and look through it without your consent, you know. Sure. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Look at these. These are fantastic. Very, very fun. These are both on vinyl, right? On vinyl record. This is incredible. Oh, so good. See, it's funny because my paint palettes. Actually, I'll grab one. Ugh. It's kind of funny how this works out, because my paint palettes, and this is what I love about art, my paint palettes are also vinyl records, but I just use them as palettes. I don't actually create art on these things, so it's very cool to see you create art. I started using vinyl records, like old vinyl records that I wouldn't listen to, like this one's Disco Fire, and I like disco music, but I have all of these songs like on the albums that they're actually on. So in university they wanted us to go pay like $20 for like a professional palette, and I was like, no, I'm just going to use an old vinyl record, and I've been using them ever since. Having fun practicing coloring black and white references. Yeah, it's really cool. That's a really cool exercise too. Very, very cool. This skull is something else. My God. Tones and everything. Is this like a ceramic plate or something like that, or like a stoneware that is shaped like a flower petal? Very cool. Very, very cool. Birch wood panel. Oh, okay. Cool. Very nice. My current palette is circular and has a lid to store in the fridge. Oh, that's smart. Next palette I want is just a square of glass, so it can be squeegeed and clean and reused. I like that. The fish were birch panels for a pet portrait competition. That's very cool. I like that. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. I like that. Everyone else, check out the rest of that gallery. Now, before we go, I am going to bring up Elle. I'm going to put you on the spot again because Layat Lurian, Gage is a fantastic artist as well. And I want to bring up some of his work that he shared earlier. So these are some characters of his. And I think you mentioned another person. I might be wrong though. Please correct me if I'm wrong. These are some characters in their human forms. So this is the first one, which again, I love the freckles. I love the colors. So now I dropped my pencil sharpener. And this is another one. Which again, the eyes are gorgeous, and I love the fact that the hair highlight here matches the eyes. And again, the facial expression. And this is the third one. Which again, I love the way the intensity and the haircut and all that matches the facial expression. It matches the whole tone and everything. Like it's fantastic. Yeah, some very 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 cool artists. If you're not following oh, Jareth is Mio's. This last one is Mio's. Okay, fair, fair. I like that. But I got to give a shout out to L. Love the application of the greens and pinks to the skin tones. Yeah, yeah, very very good. Yeah, if you're not following L, you're missing out. You are missing out. And also, uh, I'm not sure they're in the stream today, but oh god, I gotta check the spelling on this first. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Da, 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 da. Oh, Twitch unfollowed you? Man, that's so rude. That's so rude. Uh, L, could you be so kind as to put in chat Mio's full Twitch name if you know it off the top of your head? Because you have to constantly check YouTube because it unsubscribes you from channels all the time. Yeah, I don't understand it. I just want to make sure I spelled it right. In the meantime, I'm going to continue working on this plaid because that's what we're doing on this figure. We're trying to do plaid as best as we can. Ah, I spelled it right. Yes. Yes. Shout out to Mio as well. He's a fantastic artist. Especially all y'all with your digital art. Like oof, I wish I was better at it. Well, I mean, I could practice it and get better at it, but I don't because I don't know. So what we're doing here is basically I'm kind of giving a landmark of where all the different plaid patterns are going to be. Just kind of landmarking out the big stripes as best as I can. Doing something down there. Okay, so this one kind of comes down a bit. And I didn't do this with the upper one because this part of the shirt is a bigger space and the spacing is going to be a lot more important so that I don't run out of room for other things. And then it kind of curves inward again. Okay. That's fair. So that's top box. Doing the same thing here. Oh, that actually comes up more this way. Okay. Hey, Reezy, thank you for the glug glug. I appreciate it. And actually, I did this in the wrong spot. It's been chill and quiet because your roommates at your families, or at their families. That's fair. That's fair. Like I was saying earlier, up here in Canada, we celebrate Thanksgiving in October. Basically, what we get to do is we get to watch football in the middle of the day, and that's about it for American Thanksgiving. Pretty well. Meal prepped for a few hours, and now painting and tidying up. Nice, nice. I should really get better at meal prepping. I wish I was better at it. Which again, there's nothing really stopping me from just doing it, other than just my own brain saying like, "Oh no, we got other things to do. We got better things to do, man." Now, down here, got that curve in the material. I can't meal prep. Roommate won't eat anything that could be understood to be leftovers. It's funny. I used to work with a guy like that who refused to eat leftovers. He didn't trust that a fridge would be able to like keep food fresh for long enough. Um, Plus, he was from Jamaica, so also he was used to like having things fresh every single day because they had, I think they had a garden. He was saying like in his home in Jamaica. Um, so he makes food fresh every single day, which I tip my hat to him because again, I don't I don't know that I have the patience for that. So my hope is that by the end of stream we'll have at the very least this shirt done. But I'm also not too hopeful that that's going to happen. But that's okay. He'll eat freezer food, but if I put leftovers in the fridge, it becomes tainted. Nah, fair, fair. So that's a little quirk. That's a little wrinkle that my coworker didn't have once upon a time. Just because people were interested in the recipes, I made French bread, started the dough on Tuesday, and from that made homemade stuffing. Also made Hungarian flatbread, roast turkey breast with apples, onions, peppers, and garlic. Cranberry sauce and a cranberry apple galette, plus a pumpkin cheesecake. Oh my god! Would you care to share with the rest of the stream? Yeah, that sounds delicious. Okay. And they benefit from a basic food nutrition handling course. Yeah, I I I, I had the same sentiments with my old workmate too. Fun fact: my wife actually went to school for um, What was it? Food. Why am I blanking on this? I'd text her right now, but I like she did like business admin stuff, but hold on. You would benefit from food aversion therapy. Made chewy chocolates and spiced New England hermit cookies on the week. Hermit cookies, interesting. I've never heard of that before. Uh, Putting them in the mailbox for the mailman all week. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. Um, we'll see if we can get her response. I can't bring a vegetable near that man. It's hilarious. I didn't like vegetables for a long time either, until I became an adult and started making like vegetable stuff on my own. Like I liked celery and carrots and potatoes and corn, but that was about the extent of it. Um, my dad used to joke with my mom all the time. He would say, because my mom, when she would give us baby food, she also liked the taste of baby food, so she would eat it as well, like just like a spoonful. But she hated the taste of a lot of the vegetable ones, so she wouldn't get the vegetable ones too often. So my dad used to joke with her, "Is like all these kids have sweet tooths because you wouldn't give them vegetables." Hermit cookies are super soft and made with brown sugar, butter, spices, and raisins, or dried apricots, dried fruit of choice. Oh, very nice. That does sound good. That sounds delicious. Feel free to drop any recipes in the chat too, if you feel so inclined. I will not say no to new recipes because I love baking. Okay, so that covers the kind of blocking for the horizontal stripes. I think it was food business administration. Oh yes, please do, please do, please do. Yes, yes, I would appreciate that. Um, yeah, but she got to like do a whole bunch of like food testing and all that kind of stuff. One of the things that she she told me she had to eat once was fish powder with nothing else, just the raw fish powder, and I was like, oof, no, no, thank you. All right, so now we're gonna start doing the outside blocking of the horizontal stripes. So we're and the references, like I said, I'm using are pictures that I've taken myself over the years, of all sorts of different people at like parties and stuff like that, different get-togethers. And that one kind of ends there. It's over here. Okay. So now we do the other part of the block, the far side of it, which should be right on the edge of this. Yeah. Bit of a shadow here that comes up this way. Right? Yeah. Yep. Straight down. Same with this one. Matches up with that line there. I guess I should introduce myself to the new people who came in. In case you don't know me, I am Soul Commodores. Be right back. Cats are rampaging. Gotta feed them. Fair. That makes a lot of sense. Don't worry, we'll still be here for another little bit, probably another 40 minutes or so. Feed them cats. They're craving sustenance. But yeah, I'm an artist. I also play games from time to time, and we will get back to doing that next week, starting on Sunday. Because right now we're playing through Undertale, True Pacifist Route, and also Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, the original version, not the remake that's on the Switch. And yeah, having a lot of fun with both of those. They just kind of went on the back burner as my streams got a little bit sporadic just because of life getting busy, and the gaming streams can sometimes be a little bit more intensive to set up. So they took a little bit of a backseat, but they'll be returning soon enough. Edge. And then the next one actually kind of lines up with this edge here. Just comes out this way. Straight down. Less straight down there. And then the rest of it is pretty much just straight. Okay. Now this one actually comes out of this crease, this seam here. Has anybody got any fun weekend plans coming up? Anything that you're particularly looking forward to? Even if that thing you're looking forward to is sleep. I mean, I totally understand that. Getting your rest. I think we're pretty much taking it easy this weekend. Because we got our Christmas lights up, our Christmas tree up. So all set in terms of decorating. You don't think you have plans all out of the D&D this week? Ah, fair, fair. That is fair enough. This landmarking here on the sleeve. Okay, now, where's this last one kind of come? Yeah, your DM wants to spend time with his family. Fucking dare he. So rude. More stripe that's kind of in here, tucked in underneath the sleeve. Why would anyone want to skip out on time with this? I think that's a very valid question. It's all basically going to be a shadow in here. Less. The rest of this just kind of goes straight down as it kind of mirrors the seam, because this is the seam here. Which I'm just going to throw in some details here. Oh, you didn't tell me that. Let's see. That is fantastic. That's wonderful. He could have chosen any piece I've ever made and he picked that. I mean, it's pretty solid. Like that's I like that. I like that a lot. What was I doing earlier? Oh, that's right. That's what I was doing. So I'm just checking something on Twitch itself. Bear with me while I do that. All right. There we go. That's fixed now. It's in the store now? Nice. Nice. That's the way to do it. Now, I don't think that the pattern on the front of the shirt is the same as the one on the back in terms of like it lining up. So I'm gonna have to play around with that a little. Yeah. Because this here is actually where the gap is. Usually doesn't line up. That costs more materials. Yeah. Yeah. That is true. The honestly, the pattern on the front is pretty inconsequential anyway, because there's not really a whole lot there. Not a whole lot to look at anyway. Okay, so now we're gonna basically, what we did up here, we're gonna do that down here as much as we can. And like I said, we're going to, I'm not gonna worry too much about the folds and creases and crevices and shadows and highlights. I just wanna get the pattern in, and then after that, we can shape the colors and highlights and shadows the way that I want them. But for now, we're going to just fill in as best we can. So. The exception of this, I am going to fill that in because that is pretty dark. That's what happened. I started that too low. That's all right. That's whatever. It's too late to change it now. This time I'm actually going to flip the script and do the across one first. Horizontal striping first. Going very lightly. Try not to stir up too much. Now we've got the big box of stuff in the center. The crux of the pattern, if you will. Then we'll do the vertical stripes, and then we'll see if I screwed it up or see if it looks okay. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of a not stressful, but it is actually kind of therapeutic. I didn't expect it to be. 'Is just taking it slow, just doing what you can do, not putting too much pressure on yourself. At the end of the day, I'm happy if this even just resembles a plaid shirt. Someone looks at it and is like, oh yeah, that's plaid. It's good enough for me. So I'm not looking for perfection here. Plaid has many forms. I guess therapeutic can be one. Tackled oil painting a plaid shirt earlier in the month. Made sure the shirt alone had 2 sessions. Yeah, yeah. It is time consuming. But if it turns out like the flower shirt that I did for one of the other paintings, if it turns out like that, or paintings, drawings, if it turned out like that flower shirt, I'm happy with that because that went really well. Both times I did it actually turned out well. So if I can get that, then I've got it made in the shade. The only textile that takes longer to draw than to weave. I would believe that. Most definitely. Younger me would have definitely like tried to shy away from this or just made it like a black shirt or whatever, but I mean, what is life? What is art if not for, challenging yourself and seeing what you can do, you know? If I don't do a plaid shirt now, like when am I going to do it? Might as well cross the bridge that we've come to, you know? And I'm just very, this is very rough. Like I'm just very much roughing it in, but that's okay. Okay. And almost there. We're almost to the What's the word I'm looking for? Vertical stripes. Almost there. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Oh, there was one thing I forgot to do right up here. There's like a band material right under here, right under the joint. Okay, so now we move on to the vertical. Which is the same pattern as what we just laid down, actually. Very thin stripe, a thin stripe, a thinner stripe, then a fat stripe. Yeah. Just sharpen this a little bit to make this a little bit easier. Forgive me for not being too vocal right now. I'm kind of got lost in concentration. Every once and again, I'll do that. I'll get so focused on what I'm doing that I forget that I'm streaming and I should probably say something. I know all you fine folks understand, but still, I'm like, oh wait, let me talk a little bit. Silent streams are so comfy though. That's fair. That's fair. They are comfy. Right in here. Okay. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to try our best to blend all of this without it all falling apart. But like I said, I am mostly concerned with just getting the pattern in, and then we can worry about shadows and highlights and all that later. That's not my chief concern right now. Turn this way a bit. Double hand these blending stumps. I remember once upon a time when I was fairly new to streaming, I did almost a full 4 minutes of silent streaming before I realized that someone popped in the chat and was like, "Oh, you're muted." And I was like, "Oh, no." It's funny. I was saying all sorts of important stuff for the context of that part of the stream too, but what I was saying is now lost to time, like tears and rain. What a fantastic monologue that is. From the writing to the way it was performed. I would love to see the Tannhauser Gate. But I'll never get to. I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist. Okay, so the good news is I don't think I've screwed this up yet. Every time Windows does an update, it disables my chosen microphone. I have to keep reassigning it. I've had to do that too. It's very annoying. It kind of feels like, I don't know if any of you had this happen, but when you were a kid and one of your parents like cleans your room and like kind of puts things away, but you don't know where they put them, but you knew where they were in the mess, and you're like, why did you change this? I had everything exactly where I needed it. It's that sort of feeling when Windows does that shit. When I first started doing art streams, I didn't have a mic, so they were all silent. Ah, fair, fair. I used to write on my canvas to talk to chat. That's a pretty good idea, actually. If I ever have laryngitis or a sore throat, but I still feel good enough to stream, that's a neat idea, actually. I like that. I felt Clue's indignation in Tron, but you asked me to create the perfect system. Yeah? And that's the thing about computers and whatnot, right? They just do what they're told. I'll be so relieved once this part is over. Trying not to rush through it, but part of me also just kind of wants it to be not because I'm not enjoying it, but because I want to see how it turns out. Hard to relate when you want to fast forward yourself. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's the exact feeling. Now, it may seem like right now I'm just kind of like filling in, but I promise there's a method to my madness. That will become evident in just a second. Handy little tool called an eraser to clean this up a little bit. So now we're going to do all the thin little lines. Put all of these in. Make this look more like plaid. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be close enough. Not doing it to every single square, just enough to suggest it across multiple. That's not looking too bad. Like I said, there's going to be a lot over here that's a lot darker because of the shadow coming off from the underside of the arm. But I'm not going to worry about that now. I want to just get all of this cut in, and then we'll worry about it. So there's that, and now we'll just do the horizontal. Clean up these lines a bit. Go. I think it's going to be a long time before I do another plaid shirt. Because this has been a fun exercise, but very labor intensive. And we still have the sleeve to do. clean up some of them. All right, I think it's been the you don't say. It's been the whole stream so far. I feel you. Now you know why I cheated mine. True, true. That's fair. But I don't know. I think that turned out pretty okay. Yeah, that kind of looks like plaid. Well, it looks enough like plaid for my purposes. Let me qualify it that way. Yeah. Yeah, I like how that turned out. It's not perfect, but like I said, I wasn't going for perfect. I just needed something that looked like plaid, and here we are. We got it. Yep. Now there are some areas where I do need to fill in just a little bit more, and that's going to be across these squares. There we go. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen and otherwise, I think that's going to do it for today, because it is now 8 o'clock and I need to give my hand a break. But I think we're coming along pretty good with this. I'll leave that there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Like I said, I'll probably the next time plaid will kill you. Yes. Next time we'll add some more highlights and shadows to make this look a little bit more defined as a shirt. But for now, I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Can I recommend Mima tonight? Sure. By all means. I will have to raid and run because I have to go put some more stuff together downstairs. But yeah, by all means, please drop the name in the chat and we will raid Mima. Mima Sweets. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Elle. I appreciate it. So let's set that up. Raid Mima Sweets. Oh, mature audiences, you all know what you need to do. And be on your most mature behavior. But I want to thank you all for coming in. Andromeda, thank you very much for the raid. Really do appreciate it. Marzipan Badger, thank you for the Oh, of course, Al. Of course. Happy to support. Marzipan Badger, thank you very much for the follow. Very much appreciated. Yes, good to see you too. And yeah, let's go say hi to Mima Sweets. Like I said, I'm gonna have to raid and run, but I will stay for a minute, say hello and see what's going on over there. And yeah, the next stream is going to be Sunday at 10 a.m. We're going to be playing Undertale. So if you're interested in that, and you're up early on a weekend, please feel free to drop by, and we'll have fun with that. So take it easy, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and let's go say hi to Mima. All right, bye, y'all.